All right. I threw up on my story a little Q&A thing, and I thought maybe I could answer some questions that you guys had while I do my makeup. So let's do it. Okay, so one question I got fairly often was kind of along the lines of this question. Any tips for staying lean and cut, and do you have a clean diet, consistent gym routine, or both? I did post my healthy habits video. I honestly think that I just have a very active lifestyle, and recently I have been following a routine of walking 10,000 steps and then doing a 10-minute ab workout and a 10-minute butt workout. I have videos on my channel, kind of old routines that I used to do, but I want to make an updated version of my workouts. And I understand that not everyone has the time to walk or do like an hour-long workout class or whatever. I think if you could at least just do the 10-minute ab and butt workout routine right before you take a shower, right before you go to bed, I think that's such a great way to at least just like keep yourself accountable. And also diet definitely does have a huge contributing factor to staying lean. I don't eat gluten or dairy, not for like weight loss reasons, strictly because I'm allergic. Fun story, I went to Noah's soon-to-be sister-in-law's bachelorette party this last weekend, and I decided to have a cheat day. I ate so much gluten and dairy I literally threw up. So yeah, that's why I don't do that. But I also think that contributes a lot to, you know, how I have leaned out. I've noticed a lot of de-bloating after cutting all of the gluten and dairy out. But I'll make a more in-depth video about that down the road so that this whole video isn't just talking about weight and health. How does it feel to be dating the world's sexiest waterman? Amazing. He's the best. I love him. Shout out Noah. If you guys don't know my boyfriend, he's quite literally the best waterman in the world. I know that I'm biased by saying that because I'm his girlfriend, but ask anyone that knows him and they will agree. He's sick. You should check him out, guys. He's starting a YouTube channel, so go follow him. Have you ever been to therapy, and was it hard and helpful? So therapy is something that I avoided for so many years. I was the kind of person that was like, therapy's so stupid. If you need to talk to someone, just talk to your friends and family. I was not for it whatsoever. And my parents like kind of convinced me to at least try it. And they were like, look, just try 3 sessions. And then if you don't like them, then move to the next person. We want you to try doing this for like a year. Just try it for a year. I literally went through like 5 or 6 different therapists, and I was like, this, I hate it, this is stupid. And then I ended up finding my now therapist, and I've been talking to her for about 3 years, and I find it to be so helpful. You have an unbiased opinion, someone who really is just like looking out for your best needs with no outside judgment. I also talk to her when things are going great, just to help me figure out how to keep like a good track going. I definitely think everyone should go to therapy, no matter how great your mental health is. I think therapy is beneficial for anyone and everyone, like no matter what your situation is. So if you're questioning whether or not to go to therapy, I think a great way to start it, if you are not sure, is say, you know what, I'm going to try going to therapy for a year. Go to each therapist at least 3 times, and then by the end of the year, you will have gone through however many therapists until you find the right one. And you know what, after a year, if it really doesn't work, maybe you give up. But I think within a year, you will find someone that you love. Are you and Noah still a couple? Duh. It's crazy. Noah and I are actually coming up on our 2-year anniversary, and it blows my mind. Time flies so fast, but then it also feels like I've been dating him for like 10 years. It's so crazy to think about. That leads me into my next question. How did you and Noah meet? This is definitely, I think, a longer story that I really want to make like a dedicated video about, but long story short, he's my brother's best friend, and we met through competitive wakeboarding. And I've known him since I was 5, and he's like my childhood crush, and yeah, so that's super fun. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? In 10 years, I am hopefully married with kids. I want to have a beautiful home. I've always had a dream of homeschooling my kids and traveling and like showing them the world, so I think that would be really cool. I don't think that'd be something that would happen in 10 years, maybe more like 15 or 20. Yeah, I mean, in 10 years I will be 32, so yeah. Fingers crossed! Advice for an 18-year-old who wants to travel the world but doesn't have anyone to go with. I know that this probably isn't the safest advice, but I started traveling alone when I was 18. I probably didn't go to the safest places alone when I was 18, but something that you could do if you want to start doing some independent solo traveling as an 18-year-old, you could literally just do like little weekend trips. Leave Friday and then come back Sunday and go to a state that you've never been to before. For example, my brother booked me a random trip to Maine one day and I was only there for 48 hours. My brother told me I cannot do any planning. All I can do is book the place that I'm staying. Other than that, I can't look up any activities. I can't, nothing. Once I booked the place that I was staying, all I did was like ask the locals like what I should do. And I went hiking in Acadia National Park. I made a whole vlog on it. It's super cute. You can check it out if you want. But I think that's like a really good way to start traveling solo as an 18-year-old is like just start with like little trips. They don't need to be extravagant. It could literally be a little road trip to, I don't know, the nearest state park and go for a hike, spend 2 nights, you know, out of town. So yeah, that's probably the advice I would give. You don't need to do anything big or crazy to have fun and do like solo adventuring. How do you find things that you are passionate about? Honestly, I think just trying as many new things as you possibly can. It can be as small as learning how to knit or even going for a walk. Like some people fall in love with walking. So just trying a ton of new things, no matter how big or small they might be. If you try skydiving, you fall in love with it, that could be a new passion. If you try and bake, you fall in love with it, that could become a passion. And I think that, you know, a passion doesn't necessarily mean you have to be like great or perfect at something. A passion is just something that brings you joy. Who knows, maybe you're shit at knitting, but you're happy and you're enjoying learning how to do it. That could become a passion of yours, and eventually over time you can get better. So to answer your question, how to find a passion, just trying new things, because if you don't try, then you'll never know. What is your favorite way to spend your free time? Honestly, I really love being in the ocean. I love diving. I love looking for shells. If I had all the free time in the world and the conditions were perfect all the time, I would be in the ocean like every single day. But sometimes I like to enjoy my free time by just hanging out in my room. Sometimes it's nice to just have a day at home. You know, you don't always need to be doing something crazy when you have your free time, like just enjoying your own company and, I don't know, cuddling up with your favorite TV show or a book. That's sometimes the best way to spend your day. Give us your favorite clothing brand that are affordable. Honestly, I really like some of the clothes on Amazon. Amazon is pretty dang affordable, and you can also get the clothes in like literally 2 days. I am starting to like grow out my Amazon storefront with like a ton more products that I use. I also have an LTK account with like links to all of my outfits. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll link, you know, similar products that are a little bit more affordable than the actual item that I'm wearing. So I do kind of share like affordable options through my LTK and my Amazon storefront. So there's that. Where are you living right now? I live in Miami. I bought a house with my brother, and then for like the winter months I am in Hawaii. Someone asked for Maui recommendations. There's this restaurant, Mama's Fish House. It is, honestly, I think it might have been the best meal I have ever had in my life, but you have to get reservations because they get booked out like months in advance, and also I'm not gonna lie, they're pricey. Like, it's a pretty pricey restaurant, but if you're balling out and going to Maui, you might as well spend a few extra $100 and get some bomb-ass food. Going up to Haleakala is, I think, like a must-do. Also, Road to Hana. Road to Hana is super fun. And then you can kind of just like find your own little stops along the way. Just as a tip, when you are driving along the Road to Hana, make sure to pull over for the locals, because the locals use that as their road to get to and from home and work, and us tourists are there to do sightseeing. So getting in their way is disrespectful, and if we can pull over for them so they can get home, that would be awesome. I'm kind of liking the dark lip. I'm like almost a little bit bummed that this is a lip stain and not just a lipstick. I'm ready to go. Date night at Caps. 2 rum runners on a rock.